Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ben, and today I have for you my fall book haul. So let's get right to it with the new releases. Hot off the presses, I got today is Dead Man's Hand by James J. Butcher. And this is the son of Jim Butcher. I love this cover with all those blues, but I'm interested with the whole father-son thing. I love Dresden Files. I want to see if growing up in that surrounded by that influence, if that made him into some sort of super mega author, or if he's just getting published because Jim Butcher's his dad. So very curious about this one, and I wanted to branch out into other urban fantasy. So start with this one maybe. And then I have Babel by R.F. Kuang. This one I've already read and really liked. I liked it a lot more than the Poppy War trilogy, and I think this kind of historical college setting, real world kind of set book is much more up her alley than the more epic military style fantasy she was writing. So very happy with this one, and looks good. So that was a success already from this haul. I have the first ever Stephen King book that I've gotten on release. So I've still only read, I think, Salem's Lot and Apt Pupil, which I both liked, but I saw this was coming out in fantasy, and the beautiful cover, loved the dark blues, and the lettering just pops, and love the design of this one. And so I'm hoping I'm going to like it more than a lot of people have done this year, but just love the look of this book so far. And then one interesting one I got from a kind of book exchange at a diner for free was this omnibus of the Gormenghast novels. It's a little beat up, but it was free, and also I just love omnibus editions where everything's included, and this is all three Gormenghast novels. I don't know when I'm going to get to this. I don't think it's really the style that's up my alley, but I'm interested just to see very influential books in the genre, so nice that I was able to grab that one for free. In the last book haul, I got Excalibur, the third book in Bernard Cornwell's Warlord Chronicles, and I have now started that series because I got the first two new, The Winter King and Enemy of God. Now, I got the matching set of these trade paperbacks, and the one I had already seemed normal and seemed completely fine. I like trade paperbacks. And The Winter King is completely washed out in green. I don't know if that's a printing or design mistake, but it's kind of like all washed out, and you can barely see the painting of what's going on there with the warriors. The back is almost completely washed out. You can't read it, so I'm thinking that's a kind of printing mistake. So that doesn't look great. And then Enemy of God looks a little better, except the spine is missing the title. So if we have those spines all lined up, they don't line up, first of all, with where things are, but then to not even have the title of the book on the spine is just a blank space. Is that an error? This press, St. Martin's Griffin Press, don't really know what else they've done, but they're not really impressing me with this set. But luckily, I'm doing it mostly on audio and enjoying Jonathan Keeble's narration greatly with The Winter King, so can't wait to get through that series. And then for some more Cornwell, now with the rest of these books, I think they're all from Book Outlet, so just kind of all on discount for one reason or another. And I found a bunch of Cornwell standalone books that I thought sounded interesting. We had Agincourt, so big Henry V battle, I think, in England. If this whole book is just a very important big battle, I'm sure Cornwell is just going to do an amazing job with that. And then a similar one, actually, except set in the early Americas with The Fort. It's a Revolutionary War book with a major battle, I believe. So I thought that sounded interesting for me. And a nonfiction book he wrote about Waterloo. And I know I'm eventually going to get to the end of the Sharpe books and read his fictionalized version of the battle. And I like reading his author's notes at the end of those books about the history and what he changed. So this is just purely his historical research about the battle. So I'm sure after I finish the Sharp books, I'm going to be itching to read this one as well. And then I have some Roger Zelazny books. So I have a bunch of the Chronicles of Amber in like old mass market paperback, but this is the newer trade paperback omnibus edition with all 10 of them. And I just, like I said, I love these omnibus ones. The collection of all of them just makes me feel great to be able to own all of them in one book. But there's 10 novels in here, 10 separate novels, and there's no table of contents. They just start randomly right after the next one. And there's no extra pages in here in terms of like the beginning or the end. It's over 1,258 pages. So maybe they didn't have a page to spare, but like put it on that front title page. Like put it somewhere. You can't have an omnibus of 10 books with no table of contents. You have to just randomly flip through this giant book to find all the different books. That just is crazy. But overall, it's a really nice trade paperback edition, except for that. This one, Lord of Light, I saw Jimmy's review of this and it really intrigued me from the Fantasy Network. And this cover, oh my god, this cover is awesome. I just love that. It's a short kind of standalone novel. And yeah, really happy to get a nice new copy of that one. And then some Naomi Novik books. So I love the 9-book Temeraire series. I have them in MMPB. And I saw this on Book Outlet. It's book 2 in the nice new trade paperback set that they've just been releasing and finished releasing, I think. So I wanted to get one to see how much I liked it and see if I might want to get the rest of the set. I'm not sure yet, but this is a really nice one. Book 2, Throne of Jade. And then I got book 1 of her new series, the Scalaman series, A Deadly Education. I love the covers and color scheme of these books, and I do enjoy school settings, so I'm excited to try this one out for sure. The next one is a Neil Gaiman book. I've never read any Neil Gaiman. I once read the first page or so of American Gods and thought, yeah, that wasn't really the style I was looking for. But Never Wears a Famous One. I don't think I would have gotten this if I knew it was the tall, skinny MMPB. That's just going to be a misery to read. It's like these tall, skinny MMPBs, you have to grab it by the edges so your fingers don't cover the text. I hate it. They break the spines super easily. Yeah, let's do away with these forever. And then this book by Kate Elliott, Servant Mage. I know nothing about it. It's a novella, which is intriguing. It's only like 150 pages. Love the cover. Haven't read anything by this author, but saw it for really cheap and thought, yeah, why not? And then this series, The War for the Rose Throne by Peter McLean, I think you say it, is one I have not tried yet. This is book 2, I think, of 4, Priest of Lies. I got to get my hands on Priest of Bones, but it's a series I'm looking forward to. Saw the Brothers Gwyn really loved it, and they're not too long. And I've seen an interview with the author. He seemed really cool. So also love this cover and the matching kind of sets of these covers, which are all kind of similar but different. So like having that one. Here's a book by Ursula K. Le Guin, The Birthday of the World and Other Stories. After reading just the first Earthsea book by Le Guin a couple months ago, I was so impressed that I was like, yeah, if I see any of her books on sale, I'm going to probably pick them up and try to read them eventually, because I think she writes beautifully and has a lot of wisdom, and so I pretty much want to read everything, and this is hopefully going to be good. One science fiction book that caught my eye from the channel Red Fury Books was Replay, and by Ken Grimwood. This had a premise involving time travel that really intrigued me, and I love kind of that trope with Groundhog Day or reliving things. So I have not read many things with that premise, and this is a classic sci-fi book, and not too long ago. So, but hopefully it'll be really good. Not too long. Looking forward to that one. And here's a big boy from Neil Stevenson, Seven Eves. I've only read Snow Crash, and that wasn't really my thing, but I know a lot of his other books are very different style than that. And my friend that really recommended this one So, yeah, interested to try his other stuff. And then lastly, if you had noticed over here something new on the bookshelf, that is Gardens of the Moon by Steven Erikson, the Subterranean Press edition that finally arrived just last week. And I know that they had a lot of problems with the printer, and even the final one that they sent out, the jacket doesn't fully cover the front. It's a little bit too short to cover everything, but it's beautiful. I absolutely love this cover painting of Anomander Rake. That is just an iconic painting there. And the paintings throughout the book are really nice. The gilt edges are beautiful. And the book itself, without the jacket, is also really beautiful with this raised sword. So I'm very, very happy with this one. I don't know yet if I want to get the whole set. This one might be enough for me with sub press, but I'm happy. It's really beautiful, and yeah, this one is going to be one to treasure for my collection. So hope you enjoyed this book haul. Let me know if there's anything in there that you've loved or hated, and yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you later.